Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Investor channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, we're going to talk about a token that was recently announced by Coinbase that it will be listed on their roadmap, and this project is called Hadera or the HBAR token, right? Again, as always guys, I highly recommend you guys to do your own research on any of the projects we cover on our channel. And for this project, I recommend you guys to go to the website hadera.com in order to learn more about the project, right? But before we talk about Hadera, I want to talk to you guys about Get.io. Get.io is a centralized exchange that's known for listing low market cap gem tokens way before they get listed on major centralized exchanges such as Binance or Coinbase. What this means is if you have a Get.io account and if you invest in these low market cap gem tokens, you stand a chance to make 10, 20, 50 or even 100x gains on these cryptos, right? And if you don't already have a Get.io account, you can use the link in the description to set up a Get.io account today, and by doing so, you get a lot of benefits. The first few benefits include some of the basic benefits from any centralized exchanges, which includes getting an opportunity to buy, sell, trade, as well as review pricing of all the cryptos. The best thing about Get.io is that they have a lot of low market cap gem tokens which don't get listed on any major exchanges right away. And if you want to track prices for those tokens, you can find them from Get.io. In fact, for certain tokens, you can only find price information from Get.io and from no other platform, right? So that's pretty good. And if you buy these low market cap gem crypto, you're probably waiting for a major centralized exchange to list it so that it can pump and then you can dump on it. Or maybe you're waiting for it for the short term, mid term, or even long term to see if you can make some significant gains, right? While you're doing that, you can actually earn passive income from your crypto by storing the crypto on their earn function, which has multiple ways to earn interest from your crypto. They basically have options where they lend out tokens, they stake your tokens, or they allow you to provide liquidity or dual investment program. All these tools are available in their Earn tab that can help you earn a passive income on your low market cap crypto while you're waiting for it to pump in the short term, mid term, or long term, right? If you're an NFT person and if you don't want to trade NFTs on blockchains such as Ethereum, that's usually congested and has extremely high gas fees, you can use Get.io's NFT features to buy, sell, trade NFTs as well as make some good profit while you're paying some of the lowest fees in the industry, right? If you're a person who only wants to invest in crypto before they even get listed on any exchanges, which is an IEO project, then they have you covered as well, because they have a startup platform where you can buy crypto way before they even get listed on Get.io to get some good gains, right? So you have multiple different options of making money with Get.io. And if you use the link in the description to set up a Get.io account, you not only get all the benefits that we discussed right now, but you also get a 30% trading fee rebate on any trades that you make on Get.io, right? This is an option that's only available if you use the referral link below, because you and I both will be benefiting from that, and therefore I want to make sure that you guys get the most out of your trading fee rebate from any purchase that you make on Get.io, right? And by using the link in the description, you're also supporting the Brutal Investor channel, for which I thank in advance. Going back to the token of HBAR, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to rely on the information present on CoinMarketCap's page for this token, along with the information present on the website itself, but this is only going to be a peripheral analysis, which means you need to do your own in-depth research before you put your hard-earned money on this token, right? And if you wait till the end of this video, I will even provide you with a technique on how you can get these notifications from Coinbase sooner than every other person, so that you can use the time advantage to buy or even prepare to buy a token which you believe that will get listed on Coinbase pretty soon, right? So if you watch till the end of this video, I'll provide you that information as well. So what is Hadera or HBAR token? Hadera is the most used sustainable enterprise grade public network for the decentralized economy that allows individuals and businesses to create powerful decentralized applications. So Hadera is basically one of the most used as well as a public blockchain network. It's not necessarily a blockchain per se, it is a network of some sort that acts like a blockchain, and it allows not only for individuals but also for businesses to use the network to build powerful decentralized applications, right, or dApps. So that's basically the quick overview of Hadera. It is designed to be fairer, more efficient system that eliminates some of the limitations that older blockchain-based platforms face, such as slow performance and instability. So obviously, we have multiple different layer 1 blockchains. So what's the main reason to choose Hadera? Hadera was created initially way before, I think in the early 2018s or 2019s, when blockchain wasn't really that popular as it's right now. They created a system of network which was way more efficient and way more stable than other blockchains that are having stability issues, that have performance issues, as well as extremely high fees as well, right? It was founded through an initial coin offering in August 2018 and first launched open access to its mainnet just over a year later in September 2019. So obviously they launched as an ICO, as an initial coin offering back in August 2018 and first launched their open access, which happened later in September 2019. As part of the ICO, investors were able to purchase the platform's native token HBAR at its lowest possible pricing. So again, this is one of the benefits of taking part in an ICO. You're basically buying a token way before it gets listed on any exchange, which means you're getting it at the lowest price possible, right? So that's how HBAR was sold to the initial investors back in 2019. So the HBAR token has a dual role within the Hadera public network. So the token basically plays an important role in the network's activity, but it has two main functions, right? So the first and foremost, HBAR, the fuel that powers Hadera services such as smart contracts, file storage and regular transactions. Second, it's used to help secure the network, since HBAR users can stake their tokens to assist with maintaining the integrity of the platform. So the two main use cases includes, the first one is that the token powers the smart contracts that are present on the Hadera network, right? So this includes basically being used as a gas fee to perform transaction with their smart contracts, for file storage, as well as to perform any regular transactions. These are all performed not without the HBAR token, right? The second most important benefit is that it is useful. The token itself is used to secure the network by staking. So the users can stake their HBAR tokens on the platform in order to secure the network and to maintain the integrity of the platform, right? So these are the two main applications of the HBAR token itself. So the next section talks about the founders of Hadera Hashgraph, which I'm not going to cover because it's not really relevant to the purpose of the video. You guys can go through that yourself on CoinMarketCap's page or their website, right? The next section that I'm going to jump to is the most important section, which is what makes Hadera Hashgraph unique. So unlike most other crypto platforms, Hadera Hashgraph isn't built on top of a conventional blockchain. So as I mentioned before, the main thing about Hadera is that it's not a blockchain. It functions like a blockchain, but it's not a blockchain. It's just a system of networks, right? Instead, it introduces a completely novel type of distributed ledger technology known as Hashgraph. So we are all familiar with blockchain technology, but there's also a parallel computing technology called Hashgraph, which is just now recently starting to become popular. The first application of Hashgraph technology is Hadera, right? So Hadera is kind of like using a different approach to decentralization as compared to blockchain technology, which is the current and the most traditional method of decentralization networks, right? This technology allows it to improve upon many blockchain-based alternatives in several key areas, including speed, cost, and scalability. So obviously, blockchain technology has its own limitations. There are extremely advanced blockchains that are being launched pretty much on a daily or weekly basis these days. But back when it was initially originated, there were cost issues, scalability issues, as well as speed issues that were not really uncommon within the blockchain space, and that's why Hashgraph technology uses its unique method in order to solve these problems, right? Hadera transactions have an average transaction fee of just 0.0001 US dollars. So that's pretty low if you ask me. It's pretty much close to zero. That's how cheap Hadera's Hashgraph is, and typically reach finality in under 5 seconds. So this is also pretty impressive because you get finality within 5 seconds with the Hashgraph technology, but in traditional blockchain projects it's not necessarily the case, right? Overall, Hashgraph claims it can handle more than 10,000 transactions per second compared to around 5 to 20 of the most popular proof of work blockchains, based blockchains, right? So obviously transaction speeds as well, which hasn't really been fully tested yet, but it seems like Hadera Hashgraph is claiming that they can reach up to 10,000 transactions per second, which is a far cry from some of the current transactions per second that we have, with an exception of few blockchains such as Solana and maybe even Avalanche and Polkadot projects. But most of the blockchain, like legacy blockchain projects, have somewhere between 5 to 20 transactions per second using the proof of work algorithm, right? So those are the stark contrasts that you can find between Hashgraph technology and blockchain technology. And since Hadera is a Hashgraph based project, which is kind of like the only Hashgraph based project, this is one of the reasons why you need to look into Hadera Hashgraph, right? The platform offers several major network services. These include a token service that allows users to easily configure and mint both fungible and non-fungible tokens or NFTs on Hadera with just a few lines of code. So apart from the benefits that we discussed right now, the platform itself offers some major network services, which includes the fact that they offer a token service where you can mint fungible and non-fungible tokens or NFTs through just a few codes. So it's actually very simplified for all the developers out there. So that's one benefit of using Hadera Hashgraph. A consensus service that acts as a layer of trust for any application or network that needs a secure, verifiable log of events. So they also offer a consensus service, which basically provides a layer of trust for any applications or network that need secure verification of log of events on their platforms. So that is also offered by Hadera. Smart contract tools that let developers build powerful and efficient decentralized applications. So this is a tool that's typically usually available in blockchains as well, but Hadera is providing this tool for developers to build on top of their Hashgraph. Lastly, decentralized file storage services with features include proof of deletion, controlled mutability, and time-based file expiry. So they also offer other tools such as decentralized files storage services, as well as proof of deletion, like which includes proof of deletion like services that provide additional security layer to some of the dApps on the Hashgraph. Controlled mutability as well as time-based file expiry. Again, the controlled mutability part had a little bit of controversy because it's kind of like giving like an authority an option to mute or kind of like hold a particular dApp hostage based on those features. So that's kind of one of the most criticized part of Hadera, because it does kind of allow for an entity or an organization or a regulator, for example, to use control mutability against users, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of decentralization. But at the same time, this is still something that they have in place, which will maybe be honed down a bit in the future to make it a little bit less unappealing to users, right? So these are the quick overview of Hadera Hashgraph itself. You can go through all the other information. Here they talk about how it is secured. So basically it's a very secure network, and you can read through the technicalities of this on CoinMarketCap's page itself, right? So I'm going to go to the website itself, which is hadera.com, which has a very cool like dark themed website. If you see the top left corner, they have their logo, and you have multiple options in the top right corner. You can go through that as a part of do your own research. And if you see here, Hadera Smart Contracts 2.0, so smart contracts done faster, smarter. So basically they are providing options for Smart Contract 2.0, which is more faster, more scalable, and more cost-efficient smart contract projects built on top of Hadera Hashgraph. So these are 10 times faster than blockchain alternatives, which we already discussed before. Carbon negative, again, this is a very important factor for many institutions to consider HBAR, because it is a carbon negative project. always predictable gas fees. So this is very important because you need predictable gas fees, unlike fees on Ethereum, which are extremely unpredictable, right? So you can click the watch button to watch a video about the project, which I highly recommend you guys to go through, because that will help you understand the project even further, right? You can click on learn more button to learn more about this project. Going carbon negative at Hadera. So you can read through their blogs that talk about how their project has been carbon neutral or carbon negative compared to several other projects. You can download the report to see the actual numbers of how carbon neutral they become, right? Hadera is owned and governed by the world's leading organization. So this is another factor of controversy that has existed with the Hadera project multiple times, because it is technically kind of owned by a group of few organizations, and these are the organizations that kind of own Hadera. Avery Dennison, Boeing, Chainlink Labs, DBS, Dentons, Deutsche Telekom, DLA Piper, EDF, ETF, EFT POS, FIS, Google, IBM, IIT Madras, LG, LSE, Magalu, Nomura, as well as ServiceNow, Shinhan Bank, Standard Bank, Swirls, Tata Communications, Ubisoft, UCL, Wipro, as well as Zain. So these are all some of the big companies around the world, or institutions or corporations that kind of control Hadera, because they are the main node operators for Hadera, right? So despite the fact that there's a diverse group of organizations or institutions or elements that are managing or maintaining Hadera, there still raises a question that if all of these organizations kind of like band up together and try to block or censor a particular individual or a group, they can do that technically, and that's one of the topics of controversy that HBAR has had since its inception, right? But just want to put that on you guys, because I want to let you guys know everything as much as you can, so that you can do your own research and come to an informed decision, right? Before buying this product. So join a future built on trust. So again, this is the problem, because you can't really trust, you need to verify, but they are obviously asking you to build with them with the basis of trust. So that's something that you need to have in mind, right? Apart from that, you can clearly see that these are the group of individuals that are a part of the Hadera Governing Council, and they are established throughout the globe. The third generation public ledger. So it's not the first, it's not the second generation, it's the third generation that is not a blockchain, but it's a ledger of network that has transactions organized in a form of a Hashgraph, right? Which is something that we've already discussed before. They're already comparing themselves with Bitcoin and several other layer 1 blockchains in the legacy world. So you can click on Discover HBAR to learn more about it. So here they've covered first generation blockchain technology, second generation blockchain technology, along with the third generation Hashgraph technology. So here they're again comparing the metrics. You can clearly see that the transaction confirmation takes pretty quick. The energy use per transaction, this is the most important number. They use less than 0.1 kilowatt hour. In fact, they use 0.00017 kilowatt hour, which is definitely appealing to a lot of institutions, right? So if you see further below, you can get all the information as well as the research data. Hadera network services connect to Hadera in the language best, like JavaScript, Java, and go to launch fast, fair, and secure applications on a decentralized network. So you can basically come with any coding knowledge that you have, and you can learn Hadera easily, right? So from a developer standpoint, it's a pretty easy process to kind of like come towards Hadera. Because several other projects, they need you to learn a specific coding language, but Hadera makes it very easy, right? Token service, create your own token or NFT. So they do allow for creation of fungible and non-fungible tokens. Consensus services built directly on Hashgraph. And if you scroll further below, smart contract services run Solidity smart contracts. So this is very important, because a lot of projects need to be Solidity compatible, because people who want to migrate from Ethereum to another blockchain or a Hashgraph, they need to be comfortable with porting their Solidity based smart contracts easily, and Hashgraph has made it possible for them to do that, right? Decentralized trust for any application, immutable events, so provide proof, fraud mitigation through Coupon Bureau. These are all names that are quite popular, and you can kind of like verify your content. You can kind of have content authenticity through Hala Systems Inc. and supply chain is managed by Avery Dennison, and so on and so forth, right? So you can create tokens, you can mint NFTs through Galaxy. Tokenization platform is managed by DLA Piper. Verifiable goods are through Infinite. Sustainability is through Dowu, and so on and so forth, right? So there's a lot of important components that make Hashgraph function very efficiently, right? So here's the co-founder and chief scientist, Lehman Bade, and Dr. Lehman Bade. He's provided an explanation about Hashgraph for you to understand what Hashgraph is and how it's technically different from blockchain. Again, the same information such as fast, secure, and fair, stable, and so on and so forth. So network metrics, here are the numbers, basically 1 million transactions per day. The latency is 5.10 seconds to finality. About 1 million accounts on the mainnet. API calls are about 646 per HBAR, right? So these are all some of the important numbers. You can basically find other information at the bottom of their page, including signing up to the newsletter to get up-to-date information from the team itself, right? So pretty diversified as well as well researched project with a little bit of controversies, but I think now they are kind of like addressing all the controversies one by one and therefore bringing confidence to the community, right? So going to the CoinMarketCap page for the token, this token is currently ranked 39th by market cap and CoinMarketCap, and is currently trading at 6.4 cents at the time I'm making this video, and the token has been increasing steadily in the past 24 hours of about 1.89%. So the token has been growing up steadily, which is pretty good. You can clearly see some of the tags. There are DAG. It's not a blockchain, it's called a DAG or a Hashgraph. So the tags are basically DAG, Marketplace, Enterprise Solutions, and Payments. So pretty reliable tags indeed. And if you see, the market cap is $1.3 million. So it is quite a big project. They have had a lot of institutional investors coming to the project slowly. This is one of the reasons why Coinbase is comfortable listing this project on the platform finally, and this is where you can take advantage of, right? Obviously the market cap is quite high. There's going to be a lot of competition for even DAG based technologies in the future, and as blockchain is becoming more and more advanced, people are still trying to prefer blockchain projects compared to Hashgraph projects. But if you strongly believe in the long-term future of HBAR, then obviously it's a long-term hold for you. But I personally feel like HBAR is just a short-term move. They are going to be hammered with severe competition on a, as I said, daily or weekly basis with new blockchain projects that are much more advanced than legacy as well as even Hashgraph technology, right? So even with Ethereum 2.0 coming literally right around the corner, Hashgraph is going to have a lot of challenges staying relevant in the ever-changing ecosystem of blockchain technology, right? So that's why I feel like even though the market cap is high, you can still make some short-term gains after the Coinbase listing is done. But after that, I think there's going to be very little opportunity for you to make incredible gains with this project, right? There is definitely a hope for this to be a long-term relevant project, but it needs to keep innovating, and they need to start addressing all the controversies in order for them to still retain their prominence in the future, right? If you see, the volume is still quite high, $19.6 million in the past 24 hours. It has decreased a little bit, but it's still quite high, which means you can still trade it with confidence in multiple exchanges, right? If you look at the max supply is one of the biggest problems of this project, apart from the controversy that this project has had, along with the concerns of centralization, because it is controlled by a few handful of institutions and companies. The max supply, if you see, it's 50 billion tokens, which is extremely high. And in fact, it's the highest max supply that we've discussed about in our channel. And if you see, the circulating supply is only 42% of the max supply, which is also quite bad, which is one of the reasons why, despite being the top 50 ranking crypto in terms of market cap, the project is still having a sticker price of 6 cents per token. But that is good on one aspect, because if you see, when the new bull market comes in, a lot of newcomers who don't really look at the technicalities of crypto, they'll just look at the sticker price of the token, and when they see HBAR with a sticker price of less than $1, they're easily going to buy this token, and when they buy this token, the token price will start pumping up, and then it will create a cycle of positive feedback loop, making this token more and more valuable, right? So only in that aspect, I think the low sticker price would be beneficial. That too, it comes from irrational exuberance from newer users. But in other terms, I think the tokenomics is actually a bad thing for this token. In fact, there's going to be lots of tokenomics-based price slumping that's going to happen in the short to mid-term of this project, right? But in the long term, if this project can sustain itself, then I think the tokenomics would not really matter. But for now, I think it does matter a lot, because there's going to be a huge amount of tokens that will be launched into the market, which will kind of collapse the price of this token, right? So that threat is still there, which is also one of the negatives of this project, right? When it comes to the chart itself, as you can see, the project is volatile. It did perform extremely well during the bull market, but it has crashed significantly, just like any other project. If you see, the price was 5.7 cents as of 18th of September 2019. It is kind of like volatile, reaching as low as 1 cent per token, but then it then climbed to a high of about maybe 6 cents per token, and then kind of like bounced back down, and then it was moving sideways for quite some time, and nothing really happened until late 2020, early 2021, right? When the token went from 3 cents per token as of 3rd of January 2021 to an initial all-time high of about 31 cents per token, 35 cents per token as of 11th of April 2021, and then took a small crash, reaching 16 cents per token as of 20th of July 2021, and then reaching its current and new all-time highs of 50 cents per token before crashing down during the recent bear market, right? I think now it's kind of close to its all-time low right now. So if you're buying this token right now, you're still going to be making some good gains after the Coinbase listing has happened, right? So Coinbase has only listed this token as a token that is added to their roadmap. They haven't announced an actual listing yet. So tokens that get added on Coinbase's roadmap section gets evaluated by Coinbase. It's in the evaluation section, which means Coinbase may or may not list that token. But based on my experience and based on what I've seen from Coinbase, they 99% of the time they list all the tokens that are there in their roadmap, right? So Hadera Hashgraph is also going to get a Coinbase listing pretty soon, but it could take some time. So you have all the time in that way to do your own research to see if this is the best project for you, whether it's a short-term, mid-term, or long-term project for you to hold, and then allocate funds to this, right? But if you're trying to buy this token at this price point, you're still buying it from a significant all-time high discount. And if you're buying it for the short term, obviously Coinbase listing will pump this token to at least 12 to 15 cents per token, and you can definitely take some good profit after you bought this at this price point, right? But again, this is not financial advice. Please do your own research before you put your money on this token, right? When it comes to the places where you can buy this token from, you can buy this token from any major centralized exchanges, right? So if you see, Binance has a huge liquidity volume and multiple different trading pairs for this token. So obviously Binance is the best place to buy. KuCoin, Binance.us, Get.io, Huobi Global, Bittrex, Bitstamp, as well as other exchanges have also listed this token, including Liquid, MEXC, Bybit, Indodax, as well as Crypto.com. So you have ample of liquidity from every major centralized exchanges except for Coinbase, obviously. But I think the best place to buy this token from is Binance, KuCoin, and Get.io. I wouldn't really go below that. You can definitely buy it from Crypto.com as well as Huobi Global. But if you go further below that, you get less liquidity, right? And if you see, there's a lot of arbitrage opportunities between different exchanges as well. If you see, some exchanges have this as 6.3, some exchange has this as 6.4 cents per token. So you can definitely do arbitrage trading between different exchanges, right? So what's my final verdict on this token, guys? I think this token has an incredibly high short-term potential thanks to Coinbase's listing, which will happen in a few months or even a few weeks, as soon as a few weeks from now. But again, the long-term price prediction of this project depends on how relevant they are. There's lots of competition from blockchain projects, so they need to keep themselves relevant and keep innovating in the space of Hashgraph in order to obviously sustain bigger projects that kind of move from Ethereum to their project, right? With Ethereum 2.0 coming in, Polkadot's ecosystem kind of ramping up, there's going to be a lot of competition that will take market share from Hadera Hashgraph, and that's the only threat that this project has, right? Obviously, there's a lot of controversy along with the fact that the tokenomics is also not helping. Those are all things that will definitely need to be kept in mind if you're buying this token. But I think with the Coinbase listing, a 12 cent to 15 cent high for this cycle is definitely possible, right? So Now to answer the most important section, how do I know that Coinbase has listed this token on their roadmap? So to go there, to find that information, I suggest you to go to Twitter and go to Coinbase Assets. Again, the page is at Coinbase Assets on Twitter. And this is the place where you get a lot of information about potential projects that will get listed on Coinbase. So here, if you see August 25th, they've mentioned that asset added to the roadmap today, which is Hadera or HBAR, right? If you see the engagement wise, they've had quite a decent amount of engagement from people. About 359 people commented, 1,102 people have retweeted this post, along with 2,701 people liking this post. So there's been a few eager eyes who have definitely welcomed this announcement from Coinbase. Again, this does not mean that Coinbase will guaranteed list this token, but the chances of this token getting listed on Coinbase is extremely high, right? Obviously, this is the best way you can get signals that will help you understand whether a token will get a Coinbase listing or not, which I personally use in order to make my moves. So I've already had a bit of Hashgraph before. If you want to buy it, obviously this will be the best time to buy it after doing your research. But if you want to wait some more, maybe the token will move a little bit sideways in the next week, which will give you an opportunity to buy this token as well, right? So use this technique for any token if you're trying to buy those tokens before a Coinbase listing, right? So again, remember guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.